What's up, everybody? The tens of viewers that are watching this. I went ahead and started stripping some on the 65. I've got the top stripped down. These rust pits are pretty severe. I mean, some are pretty deep. I believe the best way to handle it without, replacing the top, which you wouldn't necessarily want to do just because of this, and without sandblasting in here, my tool, even with a wire wheel, isn't going to get into the deep crevices of the rust good enough. So what I'm going to do is get some rust converter, put on everything. That way I kill the rust best I can, as deep as I can. The inside looks real nice, so none of it's like trying to come through. It's just really on the surface, on the outside, and they're pretty. Some is pretty deep, so best way to do it, in my opinion, put some rust converter on it. Before I put epoxy primer, I put epoxy primer over everything. That way the primer gets down into the crevices too, and then I can put my filler over it. And it shouldn't take much. It's going to be widespread, but not very thick. And that should take care of that. I'll hammer and dolly that dent out up there. You can see it. It's pretty good size, but it'll come out fine. What I started doing is stripping around the fender wells where there was some primer, and uncovered some filler work that this rust right here is just on the surface. It's not got any holes in it. It's starting to make holes up here at the top, but it's a little bit of a damage there. What's happening here though is it's starting to come out from the inside out, rusting, and that's how you get these holes here. And the metal's very thin throughout here, so basically all of this is rusting pretty good from the inside out. And you can see here, even the inside fender well is got holes in it. Down here at the bottom is very thin. You can push in on it everywhere, so it's rusting from the inside out here too. I contacted the owner and talked to him about it. This side here isn't quite as bad. You got it up here at the top and down here at the bottom, but it's not as bad as the passenger side. But he does have a good bit of damage here in the back. So I talked it over with him, and most likely he's going to come see it in the next couple days to just see it in person before I start cutting anything out. But I recommended replacing both quarters. That'll give him the longest lasting, best repair possible to do on it. It's going to be the most expensive, but in my opinion, or not really in my opinion, I mean, it's going to be overall the best repair you can do on it is just replace the whole quarter. Because if you get the patch panels that come up in this area, what you end up doing is when you weld them in, then you're going to have a bunch of filler all in the middle of your, if you're good at metal work, which I ain't the best, I'm decent, I'm still going to get warps if I in places because I'm not that good at replacing it at metal work. I'm sorry. So it'll require filler throughout here. If replace the whole quarter panel, then you won't have to deal with any of that. If you watch some of my older videos, the Fox body hatch that I did work to, you could kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about, because it had a half quarter put in, and it needed a lot of filler work to get it back straight. So But that's what I recommended him, is replacing the whole quarter, and probably going to end up replacing the inner fender well where the quarter attaches to, because like I said, down there at the bottom it's got a hole in it, and I'm sure other places, once I start removing the quarter panel, is going to be pretty bad off. So that's what to be expected on that deal. This rocker down here got a hole in it, which we already knew that was going to need a patchwork. Now you can stick my finger in the back and feel the rust. It's rusting, you know, of course, from the inside out. So I'm not sure how bad it is on the other areas of the rocker. It's still pretty solid, but later on down the road, it could be a year, 5 years, may end up having bubbles start up in the quarter. But I mean not the quarter, but the rocker. But I mean, on this situation, I'm probably just going to be patching this area instead of putting a whole rocker in it. If you want the longest lasting repair, that'd be the way to do it. But that really just gets into how much you're wanting to actually put in this. Some people don't have just a bunch of money they can throw into it, because I mean, really, if you think about it, the best repair would be to get rid of all the panels, because they're most likely got rust forming from the inside out on all the panels, which the fenders and the front end and the hood and the trunk is fiberglass. So really the only metal you got is their 2 quarters of roof and the rockers. So I mean, to do your best repair would be to replace both rockers, replace both quarters. That rust in the roof, just replace the roof. And then the doors don't look like they have any in it. I didn't expect to strip them all the way down, but with the way I started running into is when I started sanding it, little spots of rust like this was forming underneath the paint, kind of like the Nova. So I'm going to go ahead and strip off everything, because you got little spots like this. If I was to just have sanded the paint on the top and then repainted it, this was going to end up turning into bubbles later on. Could be a year, could be 2 years, could be 5 years, but down the road that's going to cause the issue. So what I'll end up doing is when I spray the converter on the top, I'll go ahead and spray it on all the metal panels that are still left that's original. That way none of this tries to come back, or at least I'm preventing it the best I can from coming back. But I'm going to continue stripping this rocker on this side and the paint on the top of the door here. And I'm not going to do any more stripping on the quarters. If they're going to get replaced, I'm not going to waste my time doing that. But I am going to strip the paint off down to where the lead is, where they put them in from factory, which when I put it in, it's probably going to be somewhere on this ridge is where I'll probably break the quarter here, and the new quarter will probably overlap at the top. I don't know yet. I'll see what a full quarter, how it looks when it comes. But like the Nova, the lead is up here at the top where they put them in factory. On the Mustangs, these year models are out throughout here. But that's where I'm at on it. I'm going to do the same to this side. Strip the door all the way down. Strip the roof down to where the lead is. I'll probably strip out through there, and then start sanding the fiberglass on it. And probably clean up around where the windshield and the back glass goes. And next couple days, he'll come by and just for sure that he's going to get the quarter panels coming, and we'll go from there. We'll see, guys. I haven't recorded much today, but I got the Colorado all taped up and blended out. Took the color to, I went ahead and put color on all the hood, and basically went right down through here. There was some chips right down through here, so I put color there, but you can see by the plastic not having any red on it, the color just stayed back about right here. And then that way this has just got clear on it, so it should match the doors just fine. It should look a little bit different than the doors just because it's new paint, but thing turned out real good. Same thing with this side. I took the color to about right here where I would put it all on the hood, and then right down this area. There wasn't no chips on the edge of this fender, so I didn't have to put no red on the inside. So all this on this side is just clear. You can see there's no red on the plastic. And then the bumper, went ahead and painted the pieces that I'm going to be cutting to use as filler panels for the aftermarket bumper that's going to come. This piece was broke and busted, so there was no need to tape it up, and I left it on there to give the bumper some support so it wouldn't be flopping everywhere. And I went ahead and sprayed this side too, just because it wouldn't make no sense not painting one tiny piece on the front end, so went ahead and put color on that also. And the booth is doing pretty good. I had the floor all wet down, and there's a tiny bit of trash in it, but not much at all. Worked really good, and it's starting to get pretty cold here in Tennessee. East Tennessee is where I'm located, and I had this small heater going constantly, and I had the large heater outside the booth door out here. It kept the temperature. You can see the temperature in here right now is just below 50, but it kept it around 70 degrees, which worked really well with the fans on. I had the large heater over here on this side, and it was sucking cool air from the big garage through here and meeting with the hot air that the big heater was blowing and going through the filter system here. So working out really good. It's about to get really cold. It's going to drop down into the single digits here the end of the week, right before Christmas. But I didn't do much to anything out here in the shop today. Just concentrated on the Colorado. I did clean up all the dust from stripping these two cars. Cleaned it up really good, and tomorrow morning I'm going to start sanding the wing and the body molding, and the front bumper is all I like from the blue hatch, having everything ready to paint. And if I can get that done in a reasonable amount of time, I'm going to go ahead and paint the rest of the blue parts tomorrow. That way all that can be done, and then I'll start scuffing these pieces of trim and sanding them, and repaint them black, get them to them too, and then that should be it for. Oh, about forget. I'm gonna have to make sure that I don't forget in the morning. But the rear support and core support, or front bumper support bars that they sent with it, I gotta scuff them up and paint them at the same time also. And then the owner of the 65 is coming tomorrow to check out the quarter panels, and most likely they're going to get replaced, but just wanted him to come by, check them out before started cutting on them and everything, just to show what I found after I stripped it down. And yeah, trying to knock out some stuff before Christmas. Back in the shop today. I've been trying to get this stuff done, so I haven't been filming getting everything ready or anything like that, but I got the rest of the parts for the blue hatch car in here in the booth and got it all painted. Heat's been on in here and the fan's been on for about an hour or two. It looks like it's been maintaining about 74 degrees, which is good. Everything turned out pretty good. The bumper support, upper radiator support, I guess that's what that is, and then the lower radiator support bar, I believe that's what that is. Door handles, fuel lid door mirrors, rear bumper. I got very little trash in this stuff, so made me pretty happy on the way the booth is working. The wing, I did run it right here in the center. Got a run there, and then got a run on that side where it's building up on the edge. I shouldn't have put this in the way, and it affected me putting too much on the center there, and actually trying to have it lay out too. But the moldings look good. The rest of the wing looks good. Should be able to buff that out fine. Front bumper turned out real nice. Really no trash at all in it, which I'm happy with. There may just be a speck or two there, but looks really good. Should be happy with it. All I like now is just the black window trim. Getting it ready and spraying it, and then everything with the hatch will be all done. If you've seen in the time lapse, the owner of the 65 came, looked at the quarters. He is indeed going to purchase 2 new quarters and the inner fender wheel well that the quarter attaches to, because it's rusted out too on both sides. But he should be getting them on the way. And just about 20-30 minutes ago, Randy, that owns the red Colorado, he actually ordered a bumper that I had ordered and didn't come in. He actually brought it by today. It came in today, and I actually took the old box to FedEx yesterday and had it shipped back out. But yeah, I'm gonna start scuffing up these window trim pieces and paint them, and should be all done with the hatch. These pieces here, I've noticed that it's broke in a real rough condition. I'm just gonna let him know, there's the broke piece there, that these would be better off just buying new than trying to do anything with them because of where they're broke. But other than that, tomorrow I'm probably going to be starting to put the red Colorado back together with the aftermarket bumper and everything. So okay, so you've seen where I painted the last of the blue parts. I've moved some things around, cars around in the shop, so I can get my wife's Jeep inside, because we're supposed to get real cold tonight, and may get some snow and stuff. So I did that. You can see got the Jeep in here, pushed both coupes over so there was room to pull hers in. I'm gonna switch the camera around, show you what I got going on tomorrow. The bumper that I'd ordered for the Colorado, remember if you seen the couple videos before, I had a box that looked about like this here that came in that I ordered back on November 30th, and it was supposed to come with all this, but it just come this box. They don't know what had happened to the actual bumper, so I ended up having to take it to FedEx and return it. Did that yesterday, got a return label, so I took it back to FedEx. And Randy went ahead and was able to find somebody that had one in stock, because the ARB is actually don't have any in stock and won't until mid to late January. But he was able, sorry, excuse me. He was able to find one at I believe it's fourwheelparts.com. So he had it on its way, and it came in today. He brought it over to start putting it on the Colorado. I'll try to, if it don't snow too much and where I can still work on it because it's outside, I'll pull it in when the Jeep is gone in the morning. But I'll start putting that back together, because the rest of the parts for it, the grill and headlight and everything, is over here in boxes. But other than that, I'm going to start sanding on the rear and front windshield and rear glass trim pieces and door pieces for that blue hatch, and get them done, and I can take them back when I take the blue parts back. These two pieces I noticed are damaged. See, they're in pretty bad shape. The other one's got one broke piece on it. Where's it at? Yeah, right there. So they'll probably want to order two new ones of them. And other than that, it's basically all that's going to be going on tomorrow. And tomorrow's Friday, and Christmas is coming up and everything. But I was going to show, I got the epoxy primer in for the bare metal on the Nova and the Mustang. It's R&M EP569, and also got the rust converter, rust mort. I'm gonna spray on it before I put the epoxy on. So I'll be doing that next week, getting the bare metal and primer. Also, if you've seen in a time lapse, if I added it, you've seen the owner come in and take a look at the quarter panels on the Mustang, and he is going to go ahead and have 2 new quarter panels put in, and the outside there's 2 sections inside a large inside wheel tub and then an outside piece. He's going to get the outside pieces because they're rotted into also. So they should be coming here pretty soon, and I'll get to be putting some quarter panels in. But other than that, I'll probably video some tomorrow and keep this thing moving along.